All right, what's up, y'all? I'm Javar. This is Dusa Does It, and today I'm going to tell you a story about my first time getting high. Before we get started, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It does help out a lot, and turn on the post notification bells. All right, so like I said, I'm going to tell you about my first time getting high, as well as my first time actually smoking, because those are two totally different things, right? Myself, like many others, just because that, it's your first time doesn't mean you get high. It's been so many people was like, yeah, my first time I didn't get high. And it's a lot of times, it's like, I mean, it could be a lot of reasons. You could have just had garbage, but a lot of times it's just like not knowing how to actually smoke, and that was the case for me. So the first time at a ballpark chilling with some of my cousins, like my older cousin, my younger cousin, and some of the friends, right? And we had a ballpark. We had like the park. We had a basketball court, and there's like a park next to it. And it's like, whatever, let's go. Y'all trying to smoke? Or they say y'all trying to smoke. They pull out like a little half joint, and I'm like, or not a joint, my bad, it's a blunt. And I'm just sitting there like, they all say yeah. I was like, I ain't gonna be the odd one out. I was like, my cousin said it, my other cousin said it. I was like, all right, I'm in, knowing like my dad will beat the shit out of me. Like my dad will fuck me up if he found out. But I was like, whatever, because I was living with my dad at the time. So I was like, whatever, man. We in it together. I ain't finna just be sitting there watching. I'm probably going to still smelling like it, so I might as well just partake in it if I'm already be guilty. So we do it. We all sitting there, like probably get like two puffs, two, three puffs out of it. No, puff pass. So I get like two puffs out of it, and that's the end of it, right? And I don't feel anything. Like I don't feel anything at all. But they seem like they laughing, goofing around. We always kind of goof. Like I'm always like we crack jokes, we goof around. But I'm just like they just seem high with it. So I'm like, from my perspective. So I was like I ain't high, but I'm just like laughing. Like we all laugh about stuff and shit. I'm just trying to like whatever. So then we going home. We're walking back home, and in my head, I'm like, dang, what's the highest thing I could do right now? Me running out of options, I don't really know. It was just like in a split second. We walking home, we got to cross the highway. I was like, man, it's late at night, so there's no cars and no traffic. I was like, man, what's like the highest thing I could do right now? Man, I'm talking. I put my arms back. You know Naruto run, but you like put your hands behind your back and then like you just run like full like forward. A lot of people know what I'm talking about. Like I'll have it on the screen, but anyways, I do that across the street, and I'm thinking like they laughing. They like, oh, he high, blah blah blah. In my head, I'm just like, I guess, I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I just did like the highest thing I could do at the moment. I was like, I guess, I don't know, let me pretend, let me do something goofy. So anyway, I get home, that's the end of that. Took a shower, cleaned myself, didn't want to smell like it. Didn't get caught. Fast forward, that was ninth grade year. I was like 14 or 15 at the time. My bad, I forgot to talk about that. But I was like 14 or 15. No, I do not consume. I do not consume. No, I do not condone underage consumption. Wait till your brain develops and stuff like that. They do studies on that type of stuff. I'm no scientist, but I'm just gonna say I do not recommend anybody that young to partake in those things. No, do I condone it? And I probably said it all weird. But anyway, so fast forward like a year, 2 years later, still I just gave up on it. It wasn't for me. Whatever. I'm just not gonna do that type of stuff. Like it just don't work for me. Plus, at the time, I was also one of the people that like I was kind of against it because I had a girl at the time, and man, I ain't gonna lie, I knew her plug was a dude. In my head, I'm just like, damn, she copping from a dude. That means she's seeing another dude. She doing transactions with another dude. Like that could easily turn into like, hey, I'll give you a grand for some pussy, and I'm just like, damn, bitch took. That's what's going through my mind. So that's kind of why I was against it, right? Anyways, time goes by, like in the 10th grade, so it's probably like a year and a half done passed. And I started smoking again. I would smoke every night after like Wendy's or something like that. I was working at Wendy's. Every time I would get off, I'd go smoke. And I was never really consuming it right. But I don't know that. I'm starting to get high. I know what high feels like, but it's chill. It's nothing crazy. It's like, I like it. Anyway, like I said, I'm smoking. And then there's this one time like I smoke and I actually get high. I was with my homeboy Roach, RIP. And no, his name is not Roach. I know a lot of people are like Roach because weed, so ironic. I know that's the case with a lot of people. No, his name was Roach. Shout out to Reezy because Reezy named him Roach because he said he looked like a roach. It wasn't because of like the blunt. He tried to turn it into that. I'm telling you, this dude, Roach, man, R.I.P. you, boy. That dude, he'd be like, he'll like get the roaches. He tried to live up to the name of it being like the good thing. It's like, no, you look like a roach. It's not that you keep. So he started keeping roaches so he can kind of like like trying to transfer the name into that. It's like people gonna think it's because of this and not that. So anyway, that's what he tried to like try to make some good out of it or whatever. And I was like, nah, but we would always remind him, like, no, it's not because of that. But I see you really trying to push that narrative. Like, new people may think that, but no. So anybody out there that know him and y'all think that this whole time, you're wrong. Anyways, so smoking with him one time, we in his garage at his crib, whatever. Some girls there, of course. And He was like, we like hitting and passing rotation around. Of course, I'm getting high. We hotboxing in the garage. It's hot as hell in there. We in Florida, so it's hell yeah, it's hot. We already sweating. Like whatever we consume, it's probably getting sweated out. Like we'll probably pass a drug test. Like we is sweating bad in that garage. But anyway, I forgot who all we were with, but it don't matter. Anyways, he's passing it. Passes this girl, and she hits it. But he says she white girl hitting it, like white girl puffing it. Like she would pretty much. And like inhale it and immediately exhale it. She wasn't like really bringing it down and inhaling it. She was just like pulling it and letting it go. So then he calls her out. He's like, yo, stop white girl hitting it, whatever. And I'm sitting there like, meantime, rotation been going for a little bit. I'm just sitting there like, what do you mean by that, right? And he's like, you gotta like really inhale it. Like you just like, he explains what it is, like I just said. And I'm just sitting there like, oh, like. That's how I be doing it. And I'm like, but I'm getting high. So I'm like, what are you talking about? So I'm like, but I'm glad I ain't get called out. I mean, if he would have called me out, it's like, bro, like, why are you looking at my lips? Like, bro, you know what I'm saying? So, of course, he paid attention to the girl lips. So I was like, when the next time it came to me, I get it. This time I inhale it. This is my first time, like, truly inhaling it and bring it down. Of course, I inhale it when I smoke, but I like never really, like, purposely get it in there. So, pause. I don't know if I need to say that. But anyways, like, I inhale it. I pull it down. Man, I was coughing. That shit had me high. Like, instantly, like, boom, I could feel the pressure in my eyes. Like, you know, when you got that pressure in your eyes, like, you could feel them shits turning red. Like, you coughing. You sitting there coughing, got the veins in the forehead. And I could immediately feel myself being high. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I know I definitely could tell my eyes were turning red. If you know what I mean, you could just feel that pressure in them. I feel like the veins is just like, you know what I'm saying? I could just feel them turning red in my eyes at the time. I was like, damn, I'm high. And they're like, damn. And I was just like, I'm high as hell. So I completely forgot I was hot in that motherfucker. Like, I'm high. Like, that's my only concern right now. I'm high as hell. But that was my first time getting high. It was pretty dope. I ain't tell them, like, afterwards, I ain't never told nobody, like, yeah, you know, I ain't know how to smoke. That was my first time getting high. Like, nah, that was just that. So now I talked about my first time. Now I want to talk about my worst time. There's always a first and there's always a worst. Or there's always a worst time, right? So the worst time, it wasn't that bad. I mean, there was a lot of worst times, but there's this one that stands out to me. This is my first time hitting a bong. Woo, woo. That shit different. Of course, I was with the white folks, right? You know, that at the time, you know, people of color is mainly just blunts. You know, the papers, bongs, and all that other stuff was the white people thing. I'm also black and white, so I know both sides of the stuff. But from my perspective at the time, that's just how everything was. Like, oh, that's that white people shit. Oh, that's you know, pretty much the stereotypes and everything like that. Like, white people were just more heady, I guess you could say. Like, they were just more into it, so they were, you know, hip with it. They knew all the stuff about it. You know what I'm saying? Us, we just like shit, throw it in a Rello, you know, and that's it. Swish Sweet or whatever at the time, and eventually games and all that. So anyway. I'm at a party one time, and of course, I'm like one of the, I'm in high school, but it's like I think same thing. I think it's like 10th grade year as well, and it's like it's like a lot of seniors are there, right? It's like a senior party, but you know, I'm just there. I'm like invited, whatever. Boom, I pull up, me and some other people. I'm chilling. Everybody just like, hey, Javar, hey, come hit this. And I'm like, they be like, you smoke? I'm like, yeah, what's up? They be like, come hit this. And I'm like, shit, hit what? And I see the bong. I'm talking about, bro, this thing big as hell. I like that shit was like 2 feet. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm finna hit. What is this? I knew it was a bong, but I'm just like, yo, like, I seen this in movies, like Pineapple Express or whatever movie I seen it in. I'm like, yeah, this is foreign. And then I was just like, all right, whatever. I'm going to try it. They pack a bowl. You got the water in there or whatever. It's on a table. I'm talking about a whole bunch of people is surrounding me. It's just like of course there was a lot of things going on. They was playing beer pong. It was just a lot of events going on at this party. But like the little section I was in, there was a lot of people and they was all watching me. So I'm like, y'all finna watch me put my mouth on this thing? Whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'll wipe it off. I go to hit it. They like you cheering me on. I don't even know what the hell they saying. I'm just too damn loud. So I hit it. I cleared the bowl, and they like, oh, he cleared it, because they was just like, you know, just hit it and then just pull the thing out. But I cleared it and pulled it out or whatever, or one of them pulled it out. They was like, oh, he cleared the bowl. They was like, that was a fat one, blah, blah, blah. I didn't think he was going to do it. And I was like, I don't even know what that means. I'm just like, I'm assuming it just means I finished it. Pretty much, that's what it made sense to me. So, pull all that shit in, man. I was, remember I told you about the eyes? Yeah, the eyes, man. Them eyes, I felt them turn red fast as hell. I was like, whew. And I walked off. They were like cheering me on and shit. They like, you good? I'm like, I feel like I got asthma. I'm like, ooh, shit, I can't breathe. I walk off to the side. There's like this little brick, little wall. I'm leaning over onto it. I'm just like, whew, trying to catch my breath, And in my head, coach, football days pop up, and I'm just like, keep your head up. So I stand up, like, even for my sports players out there, this stance when you sitting there, like, I swear that shit don't help. Bending over feel way better. I feel like I get way more oxygen when I'm bending over. So I'm like, just leaning over, and I'm like, people always look come up, they're like, you good? I'm just like, slobbing, leaning over, slobbing, like, not lower. I feel like I'm about to throw up. Yeah, I just know I'm like, damn, like I kind of feel like I might. Like I'm just really trying to catch my breath. So then the rest of the night was just kind of like, damn, like I'm high, we chilling. I'm just relaxed the whole time. Like I ain't hit nothing else. I ain't moving inch. I stay right there by that wall, chilling, just bobbing my head. It's time to go. The cop showed up. I forgot about this one. So the cop showed up. Keep in mind, I didn't drink no alcohol. If anything, I may have took a shot. But it was just weird. I sat in a position. Boom. Cops show up. It's time to go. I'm good. We got a ride. It is time to go. And then they checking people. They doing like, sobriety test stuff like that. They doing the light and all that. They're like, y'all not leaving. If you're underage, we're calling your parents, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And you're not driving if you can't pass this test. You standing here and somebody come to pick you up, or we take you to the, I was about to say the shelter, but we take you to the station. So I'm just like, fuck, I'm high, bro. I'm like, y'all good? Y'all ain't drinking anything, right? I'm like, I could drive if anything. Me, no, I'm high as hell. They're like, no, we good. So the two people I'm with, I was only with one person actually, but it was another person we just been talking to. Another dude. It was like the girl I was talking to at the time and this dude. So, boom, they do a little sobriety test. They pass it, whatever. They good to go. They waiting on me. I'm in line. Finally, they get to me. Cop, like, he doing a thing. Like, bright as hell. I'm like, bro, like, I ain't get attitude with him, but I'm just like, God damn, this shit bright. Like, you turn this shit down. Like, I follow your finger. Then he moves the light to the side or whatever. And then he do the finger. And I'm just looking at the finger. He like, but I guess my shit like jittery or whatever. But I'm like, bro, you doing all types of weird movements, man. Just like be regular. Like I can see you. I can talk to you. I'm good. Like you over here going back and forth, up and down. Like, okay, bro. He's like, if you can't pass it, you're gonna, like, he getting an attitude. Like he's starting to get aggressive. He like, cause I'm laughing too. I forgot to tell you that part. I started laughing cause I was like, yo, this shit, like, bro, you moving it way too fast. Like, relax. I can follow it. Just like, bro, you really doing too much. It's kind of look goofy to me. Like you damn near could pick in my nose and grab a booger. How like close you is. So anyway, pass it, whatever. We leave. I'm in the passenger seat, right? Keep in mind, it's this girl I'm talking to at the time and this dude just met at the party. My girl been to him, whatever, friends. I don't know. At the time, I ain't tripping. And then they going to take me home. I'm high as hell. The dude driving, I think, yeah, he was driving, and like me and the girls in the back seat chilling. Man, when I tell you, like we get going, and we in my girl car, right? We get to going. I'm like, I start feeling sick, like I got to throw up. I'm like, hey, pull this motherfucker over. He said, huh? I said, bro, pull this shit up. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, you heard me, pull up. Like, I'm over here about to throw up. I can't really speak too much. Like, pull over. I got one fucking sentence in me, and then I'm yakking. So pull over. He don't pull over. I open the door. I start throwing up. And matter of fact, it was weird for me to open the door because she had one of them cars where it was like 2 doors. It was a Saturn or something like that, or I had to reach up to the front and grab it, open it. So it was doing the most just to get it open, and I'm throwing up. It's one of the ones where you shut the door, the seatbelt come over. It was just weird. So doing too much, trying to get out, throw up, got some throw up on like the side probably. And then he stops in the middle of the road, and it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm sitting there throwing up, and then I'm just like, when you done, but you still feel like there's more to come. It's like, no, hold on, I'm not done. Dude, he's like, man, come on. Like, he get an attitude, and I'm like, who are you? Like, I will beat your ass. Like, I'm hot, but like, I'm hot too, but like, you know what I'm saying? Don't make me check your temperature. I'm like, chill out now. I'm hot. Like, I'm irritated. So it's like, yo, watch yourself, my boy. I don't know you like that. And then he started to go. And I said, bro, if you take one more step. I was just like, bro, like, if you keep going, I'm finna beat your ass. And then he stopped. He pulled off to the side. And I was like, that's what I'm talking about. And I like dapped him up or something. And then, I was like, all right, I'm good. Lean back. I'm just like high as fuck. Next thing we start headed to my crib, whatever. They dropping me off first. Now this is where the story, this is why it becomes, and I'm high as hell at the time, but this is why it becomes the worst. Not, I mean, it ain't like anything terrible happened. This is just part of the reason why it was the worst. We get over there, they get me home. I climb in through my window. I always kept the window unlocked. Couldn't go through the front door because my mom will wake up. She's silent, you know what I'm saying? She like it quiet, so I would always just go through my window. I go through my window, and then boom, that's it. I'm laid in bed, and then they leave. And I'm high. I'm not thinking, right? I wake up the next morning, and then I start thinking. I'm like, hold on. She was with it. Who the fuck was that dude? I really don't know him to this day. And I'm just like, who the hell? What? I'm like, I was just sitting there like, she was with some dude. She left with some dude. I'm like, remember that Graham conversation? This is where that come into play. I'm like, damn. I'm like, why the fuck was he with us? And I'm just sitting in my head like everything ticking and tacking. I'm just like, damn. She not my girl no more. I don't give a fuck what she say. I'm done with her ass. I don't give a fuck. You can't explain nothing because I wasn't there to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, why the fuck? Where the hell y'all go after this, huh? And I'm just sitting there like wondering. I'm like, man, hell no. I'm talking about like, nah. That was the end of that shit. It wasn't really. It was just the worst because how high I was and just the throwing up and shit like that. And then the events that happened afterwards. And then I got God at the end. It be like that sometimes. I just assumed, we just gonna chalk that up. I'm not gonna sit here and ask you all these questions. I'm just gonna be like, hey, I'm done. And that's the end of that, man. I got plenty more stories I'm going to tell them. This is just something new I'm bringing to the channel. About to be in a new setup. Just got a crib. Just bought a crib. So you finna see a new setup. It's finna be dope. Finna be bringing some story time. It's finna be session because I'm in an apartment right now. So can't be doing that in here. But in this house, oh yeah. Appreciate you watching it. Until next time. Peace.